Team Training Program, in collaboration with Island Christians, presents We Worship, a Nation on Its Knees, featuring several worship teams from across TNT. Specially invited pastors, Sean Daniel, Renee Fortune, Tam Worship, Moed School of Dance, and many more. Saturday, November 4th, 5:30 p.m. at the Church on the Rock, Lady Young Road, Mova. This is a free event, so please walk with a love offering. For more information, follow the Regen Project on Facebook and Instagram, or call us at 712-3885. A revival shall flow through this land with a nation on its knees.
Welcome back to the Now Morning Show, where we're talking We Worship, a Nation on Its Knees. It's happening on Saturday, November 4th at the Church on the Rock, and we are talking to Yanni this morning, telling us a little bit more about it. Good morning and welcome to the Now Morning Show.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
We had to have you. We need to know more about it. But this is a very different capacity than we would have met last.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
So I know that performances are going to be substantial, to say the least. But before we get into those, tell me a little bit as to what was the thought behind We Worship, a Nation on Its Knees?
Well, I mean, Anka, we have been seeing so many negative news in our nation, right? And we as a church, we really need to stand together. Right? We are not kneeling to crime, we are kneeling to God. And this is a moment where we as a church can come together and stand together and worship the Almighty. Yeah, so we want to stand in the gap for our nation.
Right.
This is a night to stand in the gap for our nation.
Beautiful. Now, when we talk about worship and praise, we think, singing worship in terms of sermons going through.
Yeah.
What form does this take?
Well, this is really and truly the Regen Project. We had 6 months of worship team training, and many churches, they signed up. They were in training for 6 months, like a gym. They were in training, and this night, the worship teams are going to be doing their sets. They are going to be doing their worship set. And then we're going to have other guests coming. So mostly it will be worship, praise. You're going to have pastors praying. We standing in the gap for the nation. We're going to have guest artists, etc.
So what are you telling me is a culmination of that 6 months of work?
Yes.
Now demonstrated in terms of the actual worship and sermons.
Yes.
All right, sounding good. You talk about a cast of guests appearances.
Yes.
Tell me about our supporting cast. Who can we expect?
All right. Well, we have Renee Fortune, right? A very powerful woman of God. We have Samantha Johnson. We have Sterling Roberts as well. We have the Apostles Ministry Tam Worship. So it's another worship team that will be going. We have Panis, Marcus Prince. We have Moed School of Dance. We have some DJs. We have DJ Omari going to be there for our after praise. Don't want to miss that, right? Our after praise. Had to put that in there, so that's about it.
Okay. Now let's go a little bit further into the Nation on the Knees. You talk about not kneeling to crime but kneeling to God in prayer. Expand on that a little bit for me.
Well, for me, I am a secondary school teacher, and it is in my face every day. The lack of honor, not only for God but for your fellow man. And we are realizing our country is going that direction a lot of times, Even before it hits TV, we see it on social media. And the Regen Project, this is the heart of the Regen Project, to create a space where young persons, anyone, can use music as a path out of it. Right? So even though it's worship, the Regen Project is really about using our talents and our gift for productivity, right? For us to be able to become somebody who is adding to society and not taking away from society. So that's the bigger picture of what the Regen Project is about. Now the event, of course, it's a time where we can stand, as I said before. So it's a little piece of the Regen Project.
Let's go back to the project itself, because you would see it as if it's something that has passed already, that we cannot participate in or join in anymore.
Of course you can.
When does that happen? How do we become a part of it? And what is the separate culmination, if anything, of that project then?
So the Regen Project is a school, basically a program of music where people could sign up to learn instruments, to sing, right? If you love singing and you want to train, every student has to do music theory as well. And sometimes in the middle of the year and at the end of the year, we have assessments, etc. So you have to learn to play with a band, you have to learn to sing with others, etc. So we want to be able to learn. You know, we realize a lot of people talented, but they don't want to invest in themselves. They're not sure, they're not secure. This is the space for you.
Beautiful.
This is the space for you.
All right. Well, we're going to find that space, because you need to tell us context on that sort. But let's make sure we get the dates right. It is the 4th of November.
This Saturday, the 4th of November, right in Mover. Should I say Mover? No. Mover, Church on the Rock, right at 5:30 p.m.
What's interesting is this is free.
Of course, absolutely
I say interesting
free.
Because when you get into the space of any sort of concert performances, you usually hear about a cost, but this ties back into the purpose, doesn't it?
Yes, and our director, Crystal Bascom, this is where her heart is. She wants people to come out. You know, it's not just we're performing and we're singing good. This is really a hard thing. Right, we are standing for our nation. That's our heart. Trinidad and Tobago is on our heart. So, you know, with her decision making, she said, you know what, we're going to have this thing free. We want as many people to come. So once you want to stand with us, we want you to be there. We want you to be there.
Beautiful. And if they wanted to connect with you, Yanni, how do we do that? How do we find you, and how do we stand with you?
Yes, we are at the Regen Project on all your social media, every platform, Facebook, Instagram, you name it, the Regen Project, and you can message, you can call.
All right.
Yes.
And in that case, thank you very much, not just for being here, but for being a part of such a beautiful project. We will be a nation on its knees come the 4th of November as we get ready to worship. Guys, you can get more information online, but this morning, Yanni joined us and gave us all the inspiration we need. We'll see you on Saturday. And for now, stick around with Is the Next here on Now.